At one point, they start asking me questions, and I didn't know. And then they have this confusion. They don't know whether I'm Mexican or I'm Honduran. They have no name, no paperwork, nothing. And then, so they made me meet with the Mexican council or Mexican yeah. So I told the Mexican the national anthem. That's the question they asked me. They asked me about the money, the president, and I knew every answer. So they're like, "Holy cow, this kid could be Mexican." Plus, that confusion was created because I called the family in Mexico, and I let them know that I made it. I'm like, "Hey, I made it." Um, After I also start talking about Honduras, and then they all then like, oh, this kid is from Honduras, and then they, I start telling them, oh, I got a mom in Honduras, I got a grandma in Honduras, I got a family in Honduras, I have all of this in Honduras, and they're like, his story is not making sense. In my head, I'm lying to them. I want them to send me back to my family, that I'm telling them that I have. Just thinking that they would just send me back right away, right? Because I didn't want to be in that cell, not knowing that I could have the opportunity to stay in America. And the first place was Arizona. They were trying to put me in Arizona, but then Washington, just Washington. I remember she showed me in her table, that they would bring me into her, right? And we'll talk. And then she showed me her table where Washington was. There was a Space Needle on the map, and there was the mountain. She said, "You'll see a mountain with snow." And here I am. I never seen snow my whole life. I mean, in Mexico City, it got pretty cold, right? But I'm excited, so I'm willing to wait. It sucked, waiting and just waiting. And then the day is coming. And then the day came. But without all of this, what's going on is they have created an identity for me. They have created a Honduran birth certificate. They have given me a mother name. And all of this has happened because of the story that I'm telling them to send me back, that I have a mom. So they created a mother for me. They did not create a father for me. They created that I was born in the city, when in reality, I have no idea where I was born. All I know is that I grew up in the city, but there's no rivers in the city. There's no big rivers that have taken homes in the city, I got from wherever I am from, I got myself to the city, to survive after the hurricane. After that, I was put in a foster care with the federal government in Washington. And then I remember the woman, at the airport waiting for me. I can tell you how getting out of that jail that very first day, I was scared. I didn't want to leave it. I didn't want to leave that place because that's all I knew. I remember getting out in the airport. Somehow I got to go to the bathroom in the airport, and to me that bathroom was warm. I just wanted to stay in that bathroom a little bit longer. It was cleaner, than the jail. It was good. It was, that's my first memory of America, kind of in a way. Like, after 18, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I wanted to play soccer, but I also, I was thinking going back to Honduras. I was thinking that high school was all I got. I was thinking now with my high school education, I can do better in Honduras. But then I started applying. So I chose to come here to WSU because I wanted to be away from family, kind of in a way. I wanted to go back to what I knew, go back to being that lone kid in the streets, except this time I'm getting a different education, So I came here and I came and visited the campus, and holy cow, I was excited. I knew I wanted to be here. Everything in the beginning was all like unreal. Is this really happening? And it all became real the moment my parents left. The moment after they dropped me off and they left. It was all real. I knew I wanted to study criminal justice. The big dream was FBI. It still is in the back of my mind. Again, I just want to be put in positions where I have the power to 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 make that difference with somebody, where to help a criminal or to help an immigrant, and to be like, I understand you, let me help you out, and this is the ways to help you out. Maybe not necessarily let them go, but give them resources so they can better their lives. Because if somebody would have gave me an education in Honduras, or if somebody was willing to pay the money to sign me up to go to school, perhaps I wouldn't have put my life in danger. You know, perhaps I wouldn't have jumped trains. And that's my story, but everybody has their own story where if they, maybe they do have the resources, right? But maybe some people don't. And if you give them those resources, they would pick a different path.